This video is a continuation or breakdown of my 1 minute 32-second short film which I've uploaded in the previous video. In case if you haven't watched that short film, I would highly suggest you to please watch it first and then watch this video afterwards. Namaste and hi everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And before we begin this video, I would like to suggest you one thing, that please enable the subtitles, because this video is going to be in a mixture of Hindi and English language, basically in English language, what we call in India. So at places where you won't be able to or you can't understand Hindi properly, I would suggest you to please enable the option of subtitles provided by the YouTube in order to connect with this video properly. Thank you. So guys, मेरा main purpose या main reason, मेरा main motive basically behind creating this short sequence or short movie, you can call it whatever you want. I'll call it short sequence. So basically ये था कि I wanted to test out कि natural light को हम basically किस तरीके से creatively use कर सकते हैं, because I can very well relate to the fact that there are several lights in the market which are pretty expensive. You can find there are several YouTube reviews also of famous YouTubers who actually use expensive lighting, artificial lighting, जो सबके लिए afford करना काफ़ी मुश्किल है. So I thought, let me just create something, create a short sequence or short film basically, जिसमें I only wanted to use natural lighting and see what sort of results I can actually create out of it. Natural lighting, if used in a controlled environment and if it is used prudently and rationally, then there are endless possible ways you can use it creatively and in your own benefit. अब अगर आप directly natural light के यानी कि sunlight के अंदर shoot करना चाहते हैं around 12 o'clock या 1 o'clock और during the time of noon, then you may find some harsh lighting और काफ़ी harsh light लगेगी आपके face पे, which may not look cinematic and because of which you will have some harsh shadows. Unless and until you are going for that look, then go ahead, you can shoot directly under the sunlight. But if you want to have a little bit of depth in your scene, then you would want to use some sort of diffuser or soft light basically in order to have a little bit of three-dimensional depth in your scene. Also, if you guys would like to know that how to use natural lighting creatively and किस तरीके से हम इसको अच्छे से और पॉसिबल वेज में यूज़ कर सकते हैं, डू लेट मी नो अबाउट दैट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन ऑल्सो. आई एम थिंकिंग अबाउट मेकिंग अ वीडियो ऑन दैट ऑल्सो. सो कमिंग टू द सेटअप मेरा बहुत ही बेसिक था, मैंने बहुत कुछ कॉम्प्लिकेट नहीं किया बिल्कुल भी. आई शॉट दिस इन 2 rooms. So in one room where the person is sitting on the chair and he is panicking, that shot or that scene was basically shot in that other room. And my main reason behind creating that scene was I wanted to create some panikish or anxiety-ish type of feeling, so that people may actually connect or feel that type of fear. In order to create or deliver that feeling, there are several things which go behind creating that scene, including Foley, that is the sound effects, and color grading, which we are going to come in this very video after the setup part. Also the lighting, which was set static throughout the video. So when we are talking about the lighting, तो lighting तो इस पूरी वीडियो में was basically static, यानी कि it was at one place. So what I did basically, I have a balcony and a window in both the rooms. So balcony is in this room and the window is in the other room. So that other sequence where the person is actually panicking, I shot that scene with the usage of natural light which is coming out of my big window. So I created the setup 4 or 5 feet away from my window in order to have soft light, so that I'm not having any sort of harsh lights. उसके बाद मैंने क्या किया कि I just experimented with the different camera angles and I chose 50mm RF 1.8 lens Canon का, which is the cheapest lens of Canon in the RF lineup. And I chose that lens particularly because I wanted to somehow create some sort of claustrophobic kind of vibe, that the person is breathless, he's panicking, and he's sweating as if he has done something wrong, or he might have trespassed into some property, or I don't, that is not the thing that what he has done wrong, but he is actually feeling a little bit of panickish or anxiety feeling he is having at that particular point of time. So that was the main motive behind creating that particular scene. Coming to the antagonist, that is the person who is covered with the mask, I shot that particular scene in this very room itself. एंड जो ये नेचुरल लाइट मेरे राइट साइड से आ रही है, जो वीडियो में लेफ्ट साइड से आपको दिख रहा होगा, ये जो नेचुरल लाइट मेरे राइट साइड से आ रही है, आई यूज दिस वेरी सेम लाइट एंड आई क्रिएटेड एंड द सेटअप राइट हेयर. व्हाट आई डिड, आई प्लेस्ड वन टेबल जो आप सीन में देख सकते हैं, वेयर द पर्सन इज एक्चुअली शेकिंग द बैग एंड ऑल द belongings or paperwork or whatever is inside the bag of that person is coming and dropping on the table. If you want to know about that, what happens afterwards, and if you want to know about the story or the continuation of the story, do let me know about that in the comment section also. I'm thinking about making a continuation of that short sequence. So that was the whole setup, and it was, you must have realized that everything was pretty much basic. बहुत ज़्यादा कोई कॉम्प्लिकेटेड प्रॉप्स मैंने यूज़ नहीं किए. येस, आई यूज्ड द मनी, द रियल मनी, बिकॉज फेक मनी मुझे नहीं मिल रही थी, मेरे पास थी लेकिन आई डोंट नो वेयर आई केप्ट इट. सो आई यूज्ड the fake money and some papers in order to give a little bit of context that the other person is carrying some stuff which he was not supposed to carry with him. Now coming to the color grading part, which is actually the crucial part of this whole short sequence. अगर हम इस वीडियो से या इस शॉर्ट फिल्म या सीक्वेंस से अगर हम कलर ग्रेडिंग पार्ट हटा दें, देन इट वुड सीम टू यू वेरी बेसिक एंड नॉर्मल, एंड आप लोगों को समझ में नहीं आएगा कि वाई दैट पर्सन इज एक्चुअली पैनिकिंग एंड वाई दैट पर्सन इज एक्चुअली सर्चिंग एंड व्हाट इज एक्चुअली हैपनिंग. So what gave life to this short sequence of film was basically the grading part. What I did is basically I applied my Rec 709. I shot this in C-Log 3, and then I applied the adjustment layer on top of my video layer, and I converted it into Rec 709. After that, I graded it, and I chose the gritty green and bluish kind of vibe for that victim person, because I wanted to make him feel that the person that he's feeling a little bit sick, or he's not feeling well. That I purposely made his skin also look pale because the blood flow is not proper. He's feeling frightened, he's not feeling good. So I wanted to create that sort of vibe for him, that there is something wrong which is going to happen with him. And on the contrary, the antagonist, that is the person who is covered with the mask, I gave him a warm kind of feeling because he is nothing to actually be afraid of, and he's actually looking for something. And also, in order to give a contrast in both the scenes, that both the scenes are a little bit different and both the characters are different from each other. So this was something which was going in my mind behind, you know, जब मैं इस शॉट को कलर ग्रेड कर रहा था. So guys, this was the breakdown of that short film. I hope you liked that video. In case if you still haven't watched that video, I would suggest you to please go and right away watch that video first and see this breakdown of this shot. And I'll see you in the next video. That's why I keep on suggesting you guys to always keep experimenting, keep creating, because you may not know that what ideas might pop up in your mind when you're experimenting with these shots. So stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.